Well, I watched Obama from when this thing came about. Yeah, as you know, I opposed it very strongly. Unfortunately, we had a couple of negative votes, which should never have happened. But I said it's going to be a disaster, and I was exactly right. The premiums have gone up like rocket ships, and I'm not just talking about recently. I'm talking about for years they've been going up. And he said premiums will go down. Everything will be wonderful. It's horrible health insurance at a very high price. And what I want, and probably what you're alluding to, is the fact that I want, instead of going to the insurance companies, I want the money to go into an account for people where the people buy their own health insurance. It's so good. The insurance will be better. It'll cost less. Everybody's going to be happy. They're going to feel like entrepreneurs. They're actually able to go out and negotiate their own health insurance. And they can use it only for that reason. That's the beauty, only for that purpose. And if we did that, that would be so exciting. Call it Trump Care.
Welcome, family and friends. I am your host, Terrence Manning, and this is My Thoughts Uncut. Welcome back. Thank you for watching. And Trump, the fascist, the Hitler, the dictator, how dare he put the American people at risk by allowing them to choose their own healthcare and take the money out of the pockets of corporations, the medical corporations. How dare he do such a thing? Let's take a look.
We're learning President Trump is planning to unveil a new health care proposal. And at this point, we're still waiting to know exactly what's in it, but we're told it could include a temporary extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies, which are due to expire at the end of the year. They were at the center of the government shutdown. However, the subsidies could come with some fresh guardrails that could include new income limits and a requirement that everyone pay some form of a premium. Now, we should note that if the subsidies do expire, millions of Americans are expected to see their premiums more than double next year.
114% increase is absolutely crazy. This is Obamacare, by the way, that we're currently talking about.
Zach is joining us now. He's a professor of health policy at Yale University. Zach, thanks for being here. As I noted, we are very much still waiting for specifics here. I'm sorry, this has actually been, sorry, Zach, we're getting breaking news while I'm talking to you. I have learned that the White House has postponed its expected unveiling of this new healthcare proposal. It was expected to be unveiled today. We'll learn more, hopefully, about that in the coming moments. But again, this is postponed, but we can talk about the ideas here. Zach, we just outlined some of the things that could be in there. It could also likely include an option for some people who choose these lower tier plans to receive some federal aid as well to help pay for that plan. So just what are your thoughts initially in some of these ideas?
Yeah, I was just happy that President Trump entered the chat, right? Healthcare costs are crushing folks who are out there across the country. If we don't see these subsidies come into play, what we're going to be seeing is a couple who's 60 years old, earning $80,000 a year, paying $30,000 for their insurance premium.
And that's something that we can't have. That's absurd. And for the longest, we've had this Obamacare, and no one seemed to wanted to change it other than Trump. Trump has been the only one that says something about changing it. Biden didn't say anything about it. And of course, Obama's not going to say anything about it. He thinks this is best thing ever. This is his legacy, and his legacy is not good. This is his lasting legacy, having Obamacare destroy the American workers and people because healthcare premiums are too high. If Trump pull this off and make healthcare more affordable for the American people, I don't know what the Democratic Party is going to say. I believe he's going to pull it off. I believe he's going to think of something. And this is what we wanted. We wanted the government back open. Therefore, we can have some dialogue with the House and the Senate talking like grown men and women, like adults, and figuring out a way to make healthcare more affordable for the people of the United States of America. This is why the government needed to be back open. And Trump is about action. He's showing you right there. Look, not in what we're in the 24th, 23rd, depending on when you're watching this video, or the 24th to 25th, depending on when you're watching this video. And he's already trying to implement a new healthcare plan. That's a step forward. None of this talk. He's about action.
So I'm just glad we're starting to talk about it. I think it's pretty concerning that we're going to see this pushed again and again. I think it shows that, frankly, we haven't been engaging with this on a really serious basis. Like, what we haven't been talking about is why are costs in this country so high and what we can do about them.
Why are they so high?
It's the prices. And I think that's been this sort of real backdrop to the subsidy debate. What we've really been talking about is how you subsidize health insurance. It's like saying, if a hamburger was $300, how do we subsidize it? What we're not talking about is why the hamburger is $300 in the first place. So we've really never had bipartisan, serious conversations about the cost of healthcare.
I tell you why. Because these medical companies, there's only a few that you can choose between, and you can only choose what they provide for you. It's a monopoly. And they're lobbyists who get into the pockets of these congressmen and women. And therefore, these congressmen and women don't try to change anything, knowing that this Obamacare is the death of American people. Because if you don't have good quality health care, or at least decent quality health care that you can afford, you're just going to die quicker than you should. You're going to die by just trying to afford the health care, let alone getting sick.
And one of the challenges is another way to talk about healthcare spending is to say it's $1 of somebody's income that's out there. And we're not good at doing government interventions, introducing policies that make a whole lot of folks better, but might take away income from other folks who are out there in the country.
Yeah. And so in terms of trying to actually put into place policies that would make things better for people out there, Americans, that would drive down their cost, what might some of those be?
So we need more competition in healthcare. One of the things that's happening nationwide is hospitals buying up other hospitals, and that's raising the price of care. We see hospitals buying up physicians. It's raising the price of care. We see a lot of stuff happening with pharmacy benefits managers. It doesn't bring benefits to patients, but it makes care more expensive. Those are the types of conversations we need to have. We need to be subsidizing insurance. I think that's going to get folks coverage. It's going to allow us to have those bigger conversations about healthcare spending. But we really need to be talking about the root causes of rising costs right now.
So it sounds like, from what you're saying, as someone who studies this whole system, that first you essentially have to continue to subsidize because the price is what it is at this point, and it's too high for many Americans out there.
Way too high.
Then after you've done that, then you need to really get in there if you're Congress and the president and actually make some real changes to the system to include more competition and ways to bring down the prices.
Well, see, of course, the issue is Obamacare is trash. Now that's already said and done. We're already here. The issue is Congress needs to come up with something. This is their jobs. This is why they get paid the big bucks. And until they do that, we won't get anywhere with it. But I'm glad that Trump has decided to put his foot forward and to talk to the Republicans and let them know that, hey, I am serious about this. The American people have spoken. Midterms are coming. We need to figure this out. No more kicking this down the road. No kicking the can down the road. Trump is trying to solidify his legacy, and this could very well be it right here. He's done phenomenal in all other aspects, but healthcare, you're going to have so many people just love the fact that he's changed the outcome of the finances they had to go through to afford healthcare, the stress, the trauma. Now, if we can get a decent healthcare system, America will flourish. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for your YouTube videos of mine. Thank you.